is about job hunting in the UK for international students. And many thanks to SI UK team for organizing this online workshop. So before we start, just a little information about myself. Okay. So my name is Anifa. I'm the UK International Recruitment Officer at the University of Bradford. As you probably could guess, I'm not from the UK originally, based on my accent, my looks. So I was an international student in the UK before, just like you. Came here to study, completed my degree about 5 or 6 years ago, and then also looking for jobs, applying. Now working here, so I could fully understand all the challenges and also opportunities available for international students in the UK. So I'm very excited to share with you all the experience, advice, and useful information to help you with your career in the UK. Okay, so the webinar will be about 45 minutes, and then we will have about 15 minutes at the end for Q&A. So please feel free to send your questions if you have through the chat facility during the webinar. The presentation also will be recorded and sent to you at the end. Sorry, at the end of the webinar. Okay, now we will, in this webinar, I will talk about challenges or the challenges for international students to get jobs in the UK, and then we will have a solution for each challenge. Finally, we will come up with a good plan, effective strategies to help you with your job hunt in the UK. Okay, I hope everyone is clear, and here we go. First of all, challenges for international students in the UK. So it's very understandable that you are not from the UK. You come here when you are 17, 18 years old, or even 25, 30, even older for postgraduate programs. So it's understandable that you have less understanding of the employment market in the UK. It's about knowing which employers are there in the industry you want to work for, their recruitment process, or different kinds of jobs in the UK. So, for example, graduate scheme is a very fantastic opportunities for fresh graduate students to be recruited by large multinational companies, but also it has many recruitment routes. Sorry. And and also the application deadline is very soon. Normally in March to start working in September. So if you don't know about that, of course you miss those opportunities. So that is one example of the first challenge. The second challenge is the lack of work experience in the UK. Because international student, you need time to balance your study, adapting to new surroundings and culture. So you have less focus on gaining some work experience while you are studying here. Meanwhile, employers nowadays really look for work experience when they scan your job CV. So because every year there are like hundreds of thousands students graduate with a similar degree. So that's why work experience will make you different, make you stand out from the crowd. Okay. The third challenge is visa requirements. So for me personally, I think this is the biggest challenge as you need to meet specific requirements with a limited time. So I would like to, because this one is quite difficult challenge, so I would like to talk about it in a bit more detail about the work visa requirements for international students in the UK. So at UC, you normally finish your degree in September or October, and then you have around 3 months before your student visa expire to get a job, to apply for your work visa. So here is the situation in the past, before the 2-year post-study visa has been introduced. So I show you why it's difficult in the past for international students to stay in the UK after your study and get a job. So tier 2 work visa and startup visa are the most probably popular work visas for international students. With tier 2 visa, you will need to employed by a licensed sponsor, so not just random employer. It need to be in the list of licensed sponsor of the UK government, and you need to have appropriate salary around £30,000 per year, which is quite challenging for a fresh graduate student. Normally, national average starting salary, even for home students, is about £19,000-20,000. Um, as for an entry level job like an assistant in a department. So that's why it's quite difficult for you to get that job right after you graduate. And you only have 3 months, remember that? Okay. And then for startup visa, you need to have a business idea, and you need to have that idea need to be endorsed by an endorsing body to confirm about the innovation, viability, or scalability of your business idea. And again, it has to be done within 3 months of your graduation. So that's why in the past it was quite difficult and challenging for international students to stay, get a job in the UK. Now, from this year, you will see that the UK government has introduced 2-year post-study work permit, and it's actually totally changed the job landscape for international students in the UK. So the requirements are quite simple. You just need to complete a course at a degree level or above, and at the time of application, you need to have a valid and existing student visa, and all application will be made within the UK. So there's no restriction on employment or salary. So that actually will help a lot of international students to stay and look for jobs in the UK. But remember, at the end of the 2-year post-study work permit, is unextendable. So you will need to switch to one of those work visa and meet all the requirements for them if you want to stay and work in the UK for longer period or permanently. So again, you need to use that 2-year work permit wisely to get a proper job, work yourself up to that salary of £30,000. And remember, it's not that easy. I have many colleagues, British colleagues, who work in the same role for about 5 or 7 years. So 2 years it's not like very long for you to have a promotion to that salary, but there's some way to do that if you get some work experience already while you are studying, and by the time you graduate, you apply for job with some work experience, apply for a higher level job, not just entry level job. Okay, so as you see, that's 3 main challenges. Of course, there are some others like language barriers, something, but these are the 3 main challenges, I think, for international students. So now we will try to tackle each of them. So first of all, it's about the understanding about the employment market. Okay, so how can we deal with them? So of course, you need to do your homework, you need to do some research, but there are some other ways, better, more effective, that can help you. That is getting support from the university. So I could suggest that definitely get involved with career and employability service team, and also support from your faculty. So at Bradford, our career service team are ranked number 3 in the UK, according to International Student Barometer 2020. So we have experts, we have very good career counselors to help students with their job search, with their career plan, and with the faculty. All faculties in school have very strong relationships with industry, with regional, national, and multinational companies across all sectors of the global economy to help our students with opportunities, with application. Okay, so that's why many student, lots of student home and international student at Bradford have gained very good work experience during the time they study at Bradford. And in fact, we work experience is ranked number second in the UK and 10 internationally for Bradford. Okay, so now I'm going to show you shortly how we achieve that success for our students. Okay, so we have one-to-one support for all students from the career service team, so they can help our student with their job search and application for the right opportunities based on the student's major and degree. They help students to improve CV, cover letter, the whole job application, and also with mock interview as well. This is definitely really important because at the moment maybe you know how to write a personal statement, how to deal with UCAS application, but job application is totally different. So you need some experts advice from our career service team. And also all students will have access to the career hub where we list many jobs and internship opportunities daily for our students, and many of them are exclusive to Bradford students. So really good resources here for our students. Throughout the year, the career service team also deliver many career workshops which focus on the transferable skills, also job skills for our students to understand employers' recruitment process, interview preparation. Many workshops actually are delivered in collaborations with the faculty and with different employers as well. For example, here you could see this is example of the School of Management deliver workshops with some employers and with the career service team. So every year they run, this is actually called Career Booster Program, and every year there are two programs like this, delivering around 40 different workshops for our students, focusing on many aspects of business, law, so students could actually improve a lot of knowledge and skills if they are really like hardworking students and they just register for them. So you could see here we have some big name like Barclays Bank, Charter Institute of Marketing join our workshop to Bradford students. Okay. Through this workshop, students could also improve some important skills like successful presentation, psychometric test in recruitment process. So there are many other useful workshops like this for all students in our university. Also, throughout the year, the career service team, they work with employers to deliver many career fairs, which has great opportunities for students to meet like potential employers, gain an insight into the job that they are offering, or also make some connection with the pupil that they may apply for. Okay, so there are about 6 or 7 career fairs every year for our students. And actually, just a few weeks ago, during the pandemic, and of course we are not on campus, but the career service team still deliver an online career fairs for our students, and many employers, many students have joined and gain a really useful network and information for their job application. Okay, another example for the support from faculty. So for many faculties, they organize a final year project showcase, and they invite employers to campus. So our students, the final year students, can present their projects to potential employers, and of course, many employers have been impressed by our student projects and offer jobs to them right after this event, which is really brilliant opportunity. Okay. Also, try to get support from your personal tutor, academic tutor. At Bradford, every single student will be allocated a personal tutor to help you with academic study and also career plan if you need. You want to do some placement internship, they are definitely very helpful to introduce you some good opportunities. Peer-assisted learning is also a very great scheme in our university. So we connect the first year student with senior year student studying the same subject or course. So senior year student could help the first year student in study, in experience of applying for job or internship, because they've been through the same journey. And sometimes it's just kind of more comfortable and easy for students to talk to each other. Okay, less pressure maybe. So it has been proving very effective for our students. And also for international students, we offer extra support with your English. We have free English classes throughout the year for all international students. Okay. Here I want to show you a short video of our career fairs, and also you will see what employers in the UK think about Bradford students and what they need from their candidates. Okay, Ravina, is that okay? Can you help me to play the video?
Yes, sure. Bear with me 1 second. If you want to maybe stop your screen share, then I can just share it at my end.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay, brilliant.
What we're looking for today is people who are enthusiastic, got the skills we're looking for, and yeah, just really want to develop the career. I think there's a lot of enthusiastic people here. Everyone's really friendly and wanting to know a lot about the company, which is great to see. I noticed that Bradford University team up with a lot of employers and support their students through getting work, which I think is great as well.
The nature of Bradford is that it's an international university. It gets people from broad spectrums.
There's clearly a very diverse range of students here, and we've got a very diverse range of graduate schemes, so that's pretty suits what we want to do.
Arla is a business. We're located in Leeds, so we're really keen to kind of come to like local universities, to meet local students, to kind of get there, answer any questions that they may have, and kind of give opportunities locally.
Bradford is a local university, and Cameron, we like to work with local people really. So we've always got positions and opportunities to offer everybody.
We want students to really take away the information that we've brought, see if our company appeals to them. If it does, just send the CVs in and get in touch. So we're looking for people with the right skills who are enthusiastic.
I'm here with Jaguar Land Rover. I was a student at Bradford Uni, so I did a 4-year degree, mechanical and automotive engineering. I did an undergraduate placement at Jaguar Land Rover, and then completed my final year and went back to Jaguar Land Rover as a graduate. Having a degree shows that you have the ability to learn. So once you're actually working, the person that employs you knows that you've learned and you've got your degree. So whatever they throw at you in the job, you can take on.
For my degree, certainly, one of the opportunities was between your second and your final year, you'd go out on placement or you'd go abroad, and that really kind of makes you stand out. And there's more job opportunities in higher education, you know. For some departments, they will specifically require a degree, so it gives you that. It gives you an extra boost, really.
I think it's so hard to get anything
relevant when you finish university. I mean, I know so many of my friends who've just gone out there and had to go back to part-time jobs or whatever. I think it's a really, really valuable experience to be able to get onto some kind of scheme, some kind of experience scheme that then you can go out there or move ahead with that company.
Graduates tend to give you a certainty regarding things like their ability to absorb and process information, take on multiple tasks. They have a self-discipline that they have to evidence because of the planning they have to do to get through their studies.
I think it's just an indicator to future employers that, as in, this individual is hardworking, can work in teams, displays certain characteristics that just are self-evident with a degree.
Doing a degree shows a measure of application, which you really need for the level that we're putting people in for.
Do you want me to pause it?
Yeah, yeah, because the video is quite long, but the message that I wanted to show you is quite clear. So we can send the video link to you to watch more at home after the webinar, because we have limited time. Okay, so as you see, there are many big employers attending our career fairs, and they have said, many of them say they are looking for talented people, enthusiastic, and people with skills, relevant work experience. So they suggest that you should do some sort of placement, internship, or study exchange, gaining some international experience. Okay, I think I need to share my screen again. Just 1 second. Okay. Okay, so as you see, employers are suggesting that we should do some sort of work experience, and also that's also the second challenge for international students, because you normally have less focus on gaining some work experience while you are studying, but actually there are many opportunities for you international students to get work experience in the UK while you study, and I will show you all of those opportunities. So to make it easier, I divide the work experience into two main types. One is compulsory and secondly optional. So compulsory is usually required for health-related professions like doctor, physiotherapist, like nurses. Yeah, that's kind of jobs, and it's often referred to as practice placements, and you will need to complete a certain amount of working hours before you complete your degree to be qualified to work in those professions in the UK. But the good thing about compulsory experience or practice placements is that all the placement will be arranged by faculties and schools, so you don't need to apply for it. It's not competitive. It's competitive to apply for the course. You need to get an interview, but once you get into the course, you don't need to apply for the placement. Okay, so at Bradford, we have a very strong relationship with clinics, hospitals, so we arrange all of those for our students. So for optional work experience, there are many different formats. Sandwich year is usually 1 year working in industry, or short-term internship, work shadowing, field trip, or part-time jobs. So I will talk about each of them in more detail shortly. But first of all, for practice placement, for health-related professions, I want to show you example of the placement schedules for our students for some courses. So as you see, there are 6 to 7 placement throughout the year for throughout like 3 years for our students. So and clinical placement occur mainly in blocks during each semester, alternating with block weeks at university, and that allows our students to fully integrate theory and practice. So as you see, because we have very strong position in this field, occupational therapy, physiotherapy, nursing, medical technology. So all of this will be arranged and supported by the school. Okay, so I'm sure after 6, 7 placement, 3 year at the university, you will be very confident and experienced in your field, and that's really prove why we have 100% employment rate for those courses: physiotherapy, nursing, occupational therapy, and like paramedic science. But is not available for international students, just for home and EU students. Okay, so that's about practice placement. Now we talk about optional work experience, which is my favorite section because it's very diverse and there are many opportunities, options for you. First of all, is sandwich year. Of course, is available for undergraduate students. It's normally between year 2 and final year, full-time paid internships. Salary could be normally around £16,000 per year, up to 32,000 pounds, depend on the subject and the students as well. And majority of our courses have this option. On successful completion, student will be awarded the diploma in industrial studies, which is a great addition to your job application. Now I'm going to show you some example of our international student doing 1 year work experience, sandwich year, so you can have a better idea what it's like, where they have been working. So the first student is coming from School of Management, studying International Business and Management, Jasmine Tu. She's from China. So she did a 1 year placement as a consumer product trade marketing intern in BSH Home Appliances. And this is the largest home appliances manufacturer in Europe with 40 factories and over 58,000 employees. So very big companies. And it's one of our partners of the School of Management at Bradford. Of course, is really because the student she gets support from the career service from the school, and also she herself very ambitious. Talking about the School of Management, we are one of very few business schools in the world that have triple crowd accreditation. Only about 90 out of 14,000 business schools or university in the world that have 3 highest accreditation: AACSB, AMBA, and EQUIS, and that's really demonstrate the education quality and the employment prospects of our students at Bradford from the School of Management. So there are many students like Jasmine doing 1 year internship. So many opportunities are available for students. Okay, so that is one example from for business student. Another example I want to show is a student from engineering, Stephanie from Zimbabwe. She studied chemical engineering, did 1 year placement at BASF, the second largest chemical producer in the world, with a manufacturing site in Bradford. And then that placement really helped her to gain some knowledge, skills in her field, and then really helped her with her success last year when she was selected as a trackside engineer for Mercedes Formula One out of over 7,000 candidates. So she was the only one selected out of 7,000 candidates. So very impressive woman in the industry, in the engineering industry. So I would have to say student is talented, ambitious, but also you need to look for like some sort of relationships between your faculty and the industry company as well. So at Bradford, some of you may not know that in the 18th century, when the Industrial Revolution happened, Bradford City was called the boom town of the Industrial Revolution. So with that heritage, the University of Bradford engineering faculty have been pioneering in many fields of engineering. So we are number 4 in the UK for chemical engineering, and also the first university to teach medical engineering. So, and the employment rate for different kind of engineering are really high, ranging from 97 to 100% students getting a job within 6 months of graduation. So yeah, so that is one example for engineering students. The last example I want to show about one-year industry is a student from pharmacy. So Giang Nguyễn is student from Vietnam. She did 2 6-month placements, one with Boots Pharmacy in London and one with York Teaching Hospital. Just so you see, this is a very good advantage because our student with pharmacy school can try 2 different working environments while they are studying. And Bradford actually is the first university in the UK to include 2 6-month placements in our pharmacy course. So students gain more diverse experience, and then they can make a better decision on their future career. And with Giang, after her placements, she decided that the pharmacy retailer is the more suitable working environment for her, and she got a job with Boots Plymouth even before she graduated and passed the national pharmacy exam. So yeah, that's to show you, even with students who haven't graduated, you can still have opportunities to work for really big companies, multinational companies. Just remember to work hard and get support from your faculty from your university. Okay, move on to short-term internships. So that means short-term internship means that it could be 1 month, 2 months, but the most popular format is a summer internship, and this is open for both undergraduate and postgraduate students. So Bradford has its own summer internship scheme, which is called Bradford Summer Experience. So normally take place between late May and September. It will be at least 6 weeks long, but normally it will last about 3 months as you want, and also if the employers agree. So our student will be paid a training allowance of £320 per week, which is really good. It's already enough for their monthly rent already for a week. So students could participate in different kind of projects, from market research to business analysis, multimedia, computer programming, and many more. There's no limitation on what you can do with your summer internship. And at the end, there will be a celebration and awards ceremony for all student and employers to, to appreciate their efforts, their support, so we can strengthen our relationship with the students, with the employers. Okay, just a quick examples of student doing summer internships. So one student from accounting and finance course, having summer internship with PwC, one of the top 4 accounting firms in the world, and that summer internship 3 months really helped him to get a graduate scheme with PwC, and he's still working with PwC now. Another student is Alina from Spain, did a summer internship with Bradford UNESCO Cedar Film as a content producer. So some of you may not know that Bradford actually was the first UNESCO Cedar Film in the world, not Hollywood or London, New York. Okay, it was Bradford, and we have many opportunities, many access to experts on campus for our students studying media or TV production, animation, graphic design, Yeah, and many opportunities for you to get some work experience working on real world projects while you are studying. Also, in addition to internships with external companies, I suggesting that you also looking for internship opportunities with the university, because normally university, each school and faculty at university may have a business unit where it's run by teachers and like working on some projects with real industrial clients, and so they hire students to work on those real projects, so students get paid and also get real experience while they are studying on campus. So in Bradford, we really focus on developing that, and we have many business units within our school and department. For example, Computing Enterprise Center offer many opportunities for students from School of Computer Science, or students studying cybersecurity, big data science, that sort of things, to work on projects to offer software solutions for different customers. Also, Bradford is one of very few university in the UK to have its own Institute of Cancer Research and Center for Skin. So because we have a very strong position in that field, so they have different research opportunities for students studying pharmacy, biomedical science, chemistry, clinical science, yeah, that sort of things. So very useful. Some other organization I could mention here is Digital Media Working Academy, offering around 120 opportunities a year for students studying media, TV production, animation, etc. Law clinic, of course, for law students, because we work with some local law firms in Bradford, so students can volunteer here to get training and also like offer advice to a member of the public on many aspects of law, and that's really helped them if they want to pursue the career of barristers, okay, in the future. So that is some example of short-term internship. There's other way to get short experience like work shadowing and field trips. So it's just only a short stint of experience, just a couple of days, but it could give you an insight into a particular job or a department or industry. So it's at Bradford, we arrange many field trips like that for our students from a wide range of schools: business law, international relation, engineering, or pharmacy. So I give you one example like this. For example, so we work engineering faculty, they work with the company Ford, the car manufacturer, and so every year they take students to Belgium to see Ford proving ground, see how the company run the car test, and it's proved to be a very valuable lesson for our students instead of sitting in classes and just looking at some pictures. Okay, and also on campus, because we have really fantastic facilities of industry standard, so many companies come to Bradford to develop new products or run a test on the new products. So when that happens on campus, of course, we get all of our students to the lab to see how it's operated, how they do it in reality. Yeah, so again, remember, never miss those opportunities. They can be added to your job application, make it more like attractive to your employers. Okay, finally, part-time jobs. So normally part-time jobs is not directly relevant to your major, to your degree, because some students may choose to work in cafe, restaurants, just have some extra money, or also help them with communication skills. That's also good as well, as long as you balance with your study. But one thing I could suggest for our students at Bradford is the applying for our student ambassador. So we recruit many current students from Bradford to become student ambassadors. So supporting it with our events on campus or off campus, supporting our marketing campaigns. So students actually can gain a lot of transferable skills like leadership, event management, communication skills through these opportunities. So I could suggest definitely look for this kind of part-time jobs at your university, because it can be also very great addition to your job application. Okay, so finally, in addition to placement in the UK, and earlier the employers also mentioned about gaining some experience internationally. So Bradford also promote and develop a very comprehensive study exchange and placement abroad. So destinations are unlimited. Students can apply for opportunities in Europe, America, Canada, Australia, Asia, all over places in the world. And it's very flexible. It could be summer, 1 term, or 1 year. And very good to mention that Bradford, University of Bradford received the highest funding in England for study exchange and work placement abroad. So our students can really benefit from this funding to support themselves financially. I could give you one quick example. So we have some examples of undergraduate student earlier. So I'm going to pick a master student from Japan, Yoko. She's studying peace building and conflict resolution. She got a placement year, half year, 6 months with Quaker Council for European Affairs in Brussels, which is the international diplomacy center. So which is really great opportunities, and it's very competitive, but the School of Peace Studies and International Development at Bradford is really strong in this field. It was the oldest and biggest center for international development in the world. So if you are interested in international development or international relations, Bradford is also a very good choice. So the student Yoko, she got the placement, and she get paid with the placement, but also she got funding from our university funding to help her financially live in Brussels, in Belgium. So yeah, I definitely recommend you to consider this option. You can gain some experience in the UK, but also in Europe, America, also fantastic as well. Hopefully many of you today may enjoy Bradford and also get benefits from the funding we are having now to gain some fantastic experience abroad. Okay, so finally, the final challenge, and I also say the biggest challenge, is the visa requirements. And for me, I feel the biggest problem international students have to struggle with is balancing between their study and applying for many job and visa application, many stages. So that's why it's important that you start your career plan early. Never leave it until the last year or the final term to start preparing for your job application. So I would say here is just a suggestion of a plan that you could use for your career, for your job application. So as you see, we have 3 years for undergraduate students, but you also can imagine like year 1 is like semester 1 for postgraduate student, because postgraduate students have only 1 year, but you have 3 semesters. So I make this plan based on your semester, and for master student, and based on years for undergraduate students. Okay, so it's important that you set some goals and objectives to complete for every year. So for year 1 and which means semester 1 for master students, you need to understand employment market in the UK, and also start building your job profile. Okay, how you can do that? So as I mentioned earlier, you should join some career workshop, get advice from career counselor, faculty, tutor to understand the employment market, and to start building your job profile. Try to join social activity and clubs at university, and or apply for part-time job as student ambassadors. So that's how you start building your job profile in the UK. And then to move on to year 2 or semester 2 for master students, try to have your job application ready, and then apply for the job, apply for the placement internship, and then prepare for your interview. So again, to have it to complete those objectives, you need to again get feedbacks from career counselor on your job application and mock interview, attend different career fairs with a clear strategy, like which employer you think will be suitable for your degree. So try to meet them at the fairs, things like that. Prepare to ask questions. Okay, and then move on to final year or final term. Try to, after you complete your work experience, update your CV with the relevant work experience, and then search, apply for graduate jobs, prepare for your visa. Okay, so it sounds quite a lot of things you need to complete, you need to achieve, but if you plan it gradually every year, every period, it won't come smoothly. Don't worry, and you have support from your faculty, from your school. Okay, so that is for the final challenge, visa. So before we finish, I just want to give just a few more details about, build up your job profile. So before you know that you need to apply for some internship and placement, and of course, employers know that you are student, so they may not require too much experience by that time, but they will want to check your personalities, your attitude. So you need to show your profile, you need to try to join some other actual curricular activities on campus. So I'm going to show you a few some activities that you can consider to like upgrade yourself. Okay, so at Bradford, we really think that joining a club is a great way to meet like people, and also gain some skills that highly appreciated by employers. So we really promote and support our social societies and clubs on campus. We have over 40 sport clubs and 100 activity groups, ranging from academic group to hobby international groups. So for example, if you are from business courses, you can join some business marketing society, and also you are welcome to join some other IT, technology, or media clubs as well, to gain some extra skills and knowledge. Okay, and on campus at Bradford, we have fantastic student community, many events organized throughout the year for students, and not just for students. We try to engage student and staff and teacher together on campus in many different events and activities. So, okay, you can imagine yourself in the same team with your teacher, your lecturer, or head of your school. So it's really fantastic, and we feel like a big family here at Bradford. Okay, so just quick overview about our student community. We have over 10,000 current students on campus. So, and it's very diverse student population from over 130 nationalities on campus. And this year, we have been awarded University of the Year for social inclusion, and that really reflects our efforts in engaging students with different social activities and events, because we know, especially for international students, that will help you to become more confident and understand the British culture better. Okay. And City of Bradford, I really want to mention that this year it has been regarded as the most improved city in the UK in the PwC report. So it promises many job opportunities for students, British and international students. Also because at City of Bradford, there is only one university, which is our university, University of Bradford. So different from some other cities, you may have 3, 2, or 10, over 10 schools and university, like in London, for example. So it's quite competitive over there because you have many like candidates, many students like you. But at Bradford, only one university, so we have all support and attention from different companies and local employers. So that is an advantage for our students. Okay. So yeah, as you see, Bradford is very rich in culture and history, the first UNESCO City of Fame in the world, and many festivals around the year for local people and students to enjoy, to participate. I'm sure you can have a fantastic student experience here if you try to be active and try to get involved in different things, not just stay at home watching TV or Netflix. Okay, so that is the end of the webinar. I'm sure you have gained some really useful information, and yeah, now we are available to answer your questions if you have. And also, just a quick reminder that on 20th of June, which is Saturday this week, we will have virtual open day. So you feel free to join by going to our website, and also we're hosting many academic webinars based on different subjects. If you want to find out more about a specific subject or what it's like to study at Bradford, please visit our website at this link. And here's my contact details. If you have questions later, please feel free to get in touch. And now, yeah, we are ready for questions. Okay. Let me see. SI UK team, if you could help me to see if we have any questions.
Not at the moment. So I'm just gonna to say to all of the students, if you've got any questions, you've got a little chat box at the bottom. So you can just type in your questions here. I'm just gonna type something there so you know where it is. Yeah, but in the meantime, Annie, I think a few students that were kind of coming and going. So if you can just give us a sense of how the university is opening up in September and kind of just a recap of what measures you've got in place.
Yeah, so we have officially announced to all of our applicants, offer holders, that the September intake will be happening on campus as usual, but the starting date will be 2 weeks later than planned. So it will be on 28 September, and teaching will start from the 5th of October. So we will implement a combination of classes online and and on campus. So we try to keep small seminars, small class size, but for big lectures, we will need to do it online to make sure that we can still comply with social distancing guidelines. And yeah, because we really understand it's important for students, especially new students, to have experience on campus, and especially for courses like engineering, pharmacy, health studies. It's important that you need to use some sort of facilities on campus. So yeah, that's why we will still have classes on campus for students, but with strict measures to follow the social distancing, make sure that and make sure the safety for all students and staff. Okay, so yeah, that is what we are planning for September intake.
Okay, that sounds good. We've got a question from Bisrath actually. So he's asking, he's heard from Arden University, and I guess he's not been accepted for a place. So he's asking if he can study at the Bradford campus. I guess, Bisrath, that would depend on a lot of things. There will be what course you're interested in. So I'm going to ask if you can unmute yourself. So maybe you can ask the university the question directly.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Hi, Bisrath, can you hear us?
Yep,
You mentioned your question about Arden University. Do you want to ask Annie the question directly?
Yep.
Hi, hello. Can you let me know what course you are interested?
I'm interested in
Sorry, can you say it again? The line is not really good. Ravina, can you hear what?
No, I can't. So what I'm going to do is, Bisrath, I'm going to ask you to maybe type it in the chat box and just let us know what course you're interested in. And then we can advise you on whether it'll be available in Bradford. And we've got a question in the meantime from Hamid. He's asking, what exams do I have to take in order to enter the university? It's a bit about the entry requirements, I guess.
Yeah, so it really depends on which course and starts your study level. Is it undergraduate or is it master's? And I'm not sure if he means about English exams or academic exams. So if it's I'm sure if you mean about academic exams, is you need to complete your high school, or for undergraduate programs you need to complete your high school and or foundation degree to apply for undergraduate programs, and the English requirement is 6.0 IELTS, but at the moment we also have some other alternative qualification. Let me think. So you could actually check on our website. You can search for alternative. I'm gonna type in the chat box so you could see alternative English qualification in our website. So you will see all the qualification that we are accepting in lieu of IELTS. So, but for postgraduate, of course, you need to have a bachelor degree, and IELTS normally 6.5, but also depending on the course, specific course. Okay, so I hope that answer your question.
We've got the thing from Bisrath now, Annie. So he's saying he wants to do a health-related course, like public health, and he's an undergraduate student who's completed his high school. So I guess he wants to know if he can study at Bradford.
Yeah, so I understand that you want to apply for undergraduate programs in public health. So yeah, all of our public health courses will require an interview. So if you completed your high school, so let me see. I think I could show you the slide. Public health. Okay, just one moment. Let me try. Oh, share screen.
While we're waiting, I just want to say to any students listening, we will probably be running for another 5 minutes. So if you've got any final questions to get in, do drop them in the chat box now.
Okay, so if you go here, of course, you can also check with us SIUK counselor about that as well. But I could show you how you can find more information about that. So you search for the courses here, so you could see the course page. So in here you could see the entry requirements here, what it requires, and English requirements here, IELTS 6.5. Okay, and then you can apply. You want to apply, you can apply with UCAS, or if you are an international student, you can apply directly as well. But I recommend that you ask SIUK counselor to help you with your application, because they have a portal to apply for all students, so it's probably won't be easier if you your first time apply for a university in the UK. Okay, so yeah, I hope that answer your question. Let me see. We have other questions?
We have, yes. So the next question we've got is from, so Bitsrat just said thank you very much to you, Annie. And we've got a question from Andreas. He's asking, the student's asking, can I next year, I'm in grade 11, apply for an undergraduate in accounting and apply for a scholarship for international students?
Okay, I see. So I'm guessing that Andreas is studying grade 11 in her home country. So normally, if you're in your home country, the education system is 12 grades. Then if you complete your high school, you will need to apply for a foundation year at universities in the UK before you can progress to year one for your bachelor degree. Okay, so because foundation year will help international student with some background knowledge with English as well, academic English, and it's required for all international students if you just finish your high school in your home country. So we have some scholarship for international student depending on your country. It could be from 2,000 to 3,000 pounds per year. So yeah, I could show you how you could find out. So on the website here, you can check scholarship here. So yeah, so you click on this link, university scholarships. So here we have a wide range of scholarships, but but you need to check the criteria, which countries is available, which study level is available to apply for it. Some scholarships are automatically assessed, so you don't need to apply. If you get an offer, you will be awarded scholarship automatically. Okay, but yeah, definitely check out this website before you apply scholarship. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do we have any other questions, Rabina?
Yeah, so we've got another one from Hamid who's asking, I'm 20, I'm interested in pharmacy, I'm from Iran, and now I want to study in the UK. What should I do first?
Oh, okay, for pharmacy. So, okay. For pharmacy, you, of course, international student, you either need to complete your high school already. If you are studying maybe at university in your home country, you can apply. If you completed at least 1 year of your university in your home country, you can apply straight to a pharmacy course at Bradford. If not, you just completed your high school, you need to apply for foundation. So we have foundation year for pharmacy course. So you need to, of course, have your English qualification. But by the time you apply, you don't need to have your English right now. You just need to apply with your academic qualifications. Then our admissions will invite you if your grades are good enough. Normally they will require like 70-80%, because pharmacy is more competitive, so they will require you a very good personal statement, and then they invite you for an interview. If you are overseas, they will invite you for a Skype interview. So yeah, so after that, if you pass the interview, they will make you a conditional offer until you meet your English qualification.
I think that's pretty much all the questions we'll probably have time for.
Yeah.
But yes, any last points you want to add, Annie, to just in general to all of the students?
Yeah, I think really want to probably remind you of the next event we are going to have. So we have virtual open day here to help you find out more about our courses and student life at Bradford, 20th June. Just need to complete the booking form here, and then you will get the instruction. And then also there's another way that you could find out more about specific degrees. So here we have in this web page, we have many different academic webinars from law to engineer, health studies, pharmacy as well. So very useful for you to find out more information about that. And yeah, and when you want to apply, definitely get advice from SIUK as well to support you with your visa, with the application. And also, if you have any questions about Bradford later as well, please feel free to send me an email. You have my contact details on the website. So, oh, sorry, not on the website, on my slides. So feel free to drop me an email. Okay.
Thank you so much for your time, Annie. Yes, I think we're going to wrap up. But yes, the presentation is also on YouTube for future reference. I'm just going to add the YouTube link here in the chat box. If anyone wants to rewatch some bits, get Annie's contact details. I've just sent that over now.
Thank you very much. Can it be sent to all other pupils?